Okay. Hey guys. So it's Ree. I have not been on here really lately. Um, I just came back from a slight event, but who cares? So I'm just really here to talk about the whole Tasha K, Cardi B matter. I'm gonna keep it really quick. I'm not gonna go too in depth with everything. Well, maybe I will. We'll see. Well, we'll see how this video goes. So I followed the whole matter since the very beginning. I recall when not Cardi, but I'm sorry, Tasha K even interviewed the woman that claimed to have worked with Cardi and had lived with her during Cardi's stripper days, right? Like the woman who was like a single mother, who was, I think she was traveling back and forth from Atlanta to New York. Regardless, I remember that interview that Tasha K did regarding the allegations that the woman was making on Cardi B from her health, vaginal health, down to claims of, activities and behavior inside the strip club and outside the strip club. And I remember that was like one of the first things that kicked things off between Tasha and Cardi. And then things just escalated from there. Here is my thing. There is reading, right? I know like people have this idea. Like when you look at, let's think of it's like a known rapper, and I don't want to say the rapper's name, but it's a known rapper. She used to go online with T.S. Madison. And they had like a little show. And, the rapper, she is an incredible reader. Like she can read you to the bone, like just make everyone laugh, right? However, a lot of the things that she was saying were not accurate. Like it wasn't like, oh, your granny went and she was popping pills and of this and that. Like you don't know the person's granny, but it was funny, right? There is a difference between a read and just flat out lying on someone. And the problem is that with Tasha K and the whole Cardi B matter was that Tasha K lied. Like you blatantly lied on Cardi. You spoke of things as if you knew her personally, and then went further to validate these lies by saying, you had this source that knew of this, or this source that knew of that. Let me say this, and this is in reference to the whole herpes allegations and all of that, and the STDs and STIs, whatever the case may be. Even if what you knew were true in reference to Cardi regarding that as a woman, why would you be okay saying that about another woman? Right? Like, why would that be something that you would take pride in bringing to the public on your platform of, I believe at the time you may have been over 600K, right? And then there's also a difference between reading and just bullying. To come to find out that you had to take down 42 videos of you coming for this girl. That's crazy. That is pure bullying. And Cardi B may be rich. She may be, have all the entertainment and notoriety and awards and all of this in the world, but she is still a human being. And it is beyond sticks and stones may break your bones. When you bully someone to that magnitude and you are spreading false things about their health, right? Even if it was true, whatever the case may be, it's disgusting to use that as a tactic to attack someone, especially with you being a woman and you having kids. It's wrong. And you use that to assist in growing your channel. And you are so entertaining, Tasha, that you didn't even need to do that, right? Because I was watching you before all of that took place. Like, you're just naturally entertaining. You're funny. You know, you are, you know how to hold attention. There was no need for any of that. Yet you still chose to do that, right? I find it to be crazy. And so when we think about the lawsuit, I'm glad that Cardi did it. Like, I've been on the receiving end of someone spreading lies on me, right? And especially in a public way. And what that does to someone's psyche and mental is on a whole nother magnitude that you're not going to understand unless if you've been through that. So now you add in Cardi, who is not even little old me, who's growing his channel, because I decided to finally take it seriously. You guys like, comment, subscribe, you know, what all the girls says. You know, this is a woman who is a huge entertainer. She's up there. One of the most known entertainers that is currently out. And she is being attacked in all areas. You don't think that that's going to mess with her mind just because she has money? When she was a human, before she was wealthy? You lost that lawsuit, right? You lost it. And I know people are just like, well, why she won't go online and just own up to it and apologize and, you know, just humble herself. No, she's not going to do that. And you're crazy to think that she's going to do that. Tasha has too many enemies. Let's be realistic. She has too many enemies. And guess what all of those enemies were doing? Celebrating her downfall, or what they assume to be her downfall. Why would she now go to come on camera to say, yeah, guys, I messed up? She's not going to do that. You're not going to do that. I for sure am not going to do that. No one is going to do that. Now, do I think that she should have released that ridiculous statement where you're trying to now play off of the words of Nicki Minaj's attacks by saying payola and, you know, sympathy? What does that have to do with you lying on this woman? Like, that statement was beyond ridiculous, and it did make you look even crazier. Because for you to attack someone with 42 videos, that's obsession. And what I've gathered is that you think so low of Cardi. Like, you think that Cardi is beneath you for whatever reason, whether it be because she used to be a stripper or, you know, alleged things that you've heard, whatever it may be. You are obsessed with Cardi, and you didn't want to stop until other people felt the same way that you felt about Cardi. And that is why you had 42 videos. Because you want other people to see Cardi the way that you see her, or the way that you are portraying yourself, or at least attempting to convince people that you see her as. Because I've never in my life thought low of someone and then I give them that much attention. I don't need to convince other people that they're low. If I think you're low, 9 times out of 10 other people will think it as well, right? I'd just be like, it's a matter of time before you see it. But I'm not going to go out of my way to convince people that you ain't shit. I'm just not going to do that. So when someone goes to do that, it's obsession, it's envy, right? It's envy. Because maybe you really don't think that low of her. Maybe you've convinced yourself like she does not deserve this because of whatever you're hearing, and you can't see why everyone else is celebrating her. Right? Hence the reason why you're throwing out things like payola and sympathy and all of those types of things. But none of that has to do with you lying on this girl. And yeah, that judgment was well deserved. But I want people to keep in mind of this also, that just because you have a judgment does not mean that you'll get paid. Because keep in mind that you have, like, the Game has a judgment against him, right? The Game, the rapper. He has a judgment against him from the woman from his TV show for what, nearly a decade ago. He hasn't paid that woman one red cent, right? I think his judgment is even higher than Tasha's. I know it's in the millions. So just because you have a judgment against someone does not mean that, it does not mean that they're going to automatically get $4 million. That Tasha's about to start paying this woman immediately. Because just like she said, she's filed for an appeal. So the moment that she filed for that appeal, it stops her starting to send payments. She has to wait now for the Supreme Court or the appellate courts to get involved and to tell her, hey, you know what? Yeah, go ahead and pay her. Or to tell her, you know what? No. And by the time the appellate court gets around to hearing things, just like this took 3 years, the appellate court can be another couple of years. So don't worry about her having to pay right now. All we know is that she has a judgment against her. But she's appealing it. So everything is still up in the air. Do I think that her channel needs to be taken away from her? Honestly, like, I hope not. I hope not, because that is her, like, I'm sure that's her bread and butter, right? Like, that is like the foundation. I'm sure she probably has her hands in other things as well when she started getting money, but for the most part, like, that's her bread and butter, right? So she's going to take her time with that and to figure out as far as, yeah, I don't know if I want her channel taken away from her. I gotta be like 100% honest. I don't know if I want that. I don't know if I want that. But I think the millions of, is good enough punishment. Do I think that YouTube would take her channel away? Who knows? I think that if enough people petition for it, then yeah, they probably will. Because now they're going to respond to the backlash, right? But I don't think a lot of people are petitioning for it because everyone is like half and half. It's like, yes, she should go. Then the other is like, I don't want her to go. And then there's those in the middle. I think I'm more so in the middle. It's just like, I don't care. But I really don't hope that it's get taken away from her. Do I think that she's learned from this? Absolutely. Do I think that she's embarrassed with this? Absolutely. Like, besides your enemies watching you fall, the world has seen of this. And I know she's lost so much credibility because of this, right? Because even I'm side-eyeing. Gonna be honest. I'm side-eyeing. I'm like, girl, what? You said such and such said what? Yeah. Let me wait to go in. Let me wait to see if a couple of other T pages say it and got some proof to post with it, right? Like, we got to be honest now. Like, I still will watch her interviews. I still will watch if she's speaking on things that are just hot in the topic. But as far as like these exclusive brought to you first, telling you right now, I'm not going to believe that. I'm telling you right now, I'm not going to believe that. So, I mean, credibility is shot. She has to get her credibility back. It's going to take a minute. I mean, you literally came for one of America's current treasures, right? Cardi B is one of America's current treasures, right? So, bad move. You should have took it down when she first asked. Even if you had proof on our STIs and STDs, it was still disgusting for you to even bring that to the public. That's disgusting. Just on some woman-to-woman shit. That's disgusting. You don't shame another woman on whatever that goes on down there. Like that's like, you just, like, you don't do that at all. I'm glad that Cardi also was victorious because it sets as an example, right? Like, I think people are so used to Beyonce not responding to things and some celebrities just like not responding, that, you think that everyone will behave that way. But Cardi B has always shown that, you know, she's a human being first. Like, that she's sensitive to certain things, right? So, I wouldn't have let that slide either if I had Cardi's money and you are saying things that, you know, like of my woman's health. No, I'm not letting that slide. I wouldn't let that slide if I had Cardi's money. Yeah, I mean, that's all I want to say in reference to this. That statement was whack. We all know that. The appeal means that she's not going to have to pay right now. I want everyone to learn the law. Don't do no pay that woman her money, please. 50 Cent, you know, another one where he was like postponing payment regarding Rick Ross' baby mama. You know, remember like years ago when he released Rick Ross' baby mama sex tape when they were beefing? Yeah, right. He postponed that. Then look at him now. He has a judgment against Tierra Marie. She hasn't paid a dime, right? There's all types of ways that people get around having to pay. I think the hurt from this comes from the embarrassment for Tasha, right? But yeah, we just gotta wait to see how this plays out. But I'm not giving this any more attention because the next thing is going to be appellate court, and that's going to be years to come. So that's all I want to talk about in reference to Cardi B and Tasha K. And yeah, y'all don't get out here lying on people. And vloggers, just make sure that we are allegedly saying for everything because it ain't worth it. Bye, y'all.